Wait a minute. Don't claim Bo Nix, because when Bo Nix was there, y'all gave him a nickname, Bad Bo. You remember that? Y'all gave him that nickname, Bad Bo, and he left and went to Oregon and became Good Bo. Y'all can't claim Bo.
Hey, but you got to start somewhere. We part of the journey. We claiming it. We claiming anything good happening out of Auburn.
Yeah, money, 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 money. Ain't that funny? I got haters. Yeah, they watching, but I know they love me. Money, 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 money. Ain't that funny? I got haters. Yeah, they watching, but I know they love me. Riding around the city, plastic cup of C-Rock. Bigger and I'm blacker. I am on that Chris Rock.
What up, All Things Cover? Listeners and viewers, man, we got another exciting guest today, man. My former teammate, a former Indianapolis Colt, a former Arizona Cardinal, a former Baltimore Ravens, and also a father of 3. And we got a little ties against each other because he is a War Eagle. They think they're Tigers, but they really are Eagles. But he is an Auburn Eagle. I won't say a Tiger because they're not the real Tigers.
Don't do
but
that.
no other than my guy, Jerraud Powers. What up, baby?
Man, what's up, baby? Man, what's good? What's good? Glad y'all boys finally found some time to get me on, man. I know BMac probably been hating on me.
No. I wanted, of course, you my guy as well. But I really, really needed you on this season because when it comes to collegiate football, I ain't got a lot to talk about. But having you on makes me feel better because we actually better than Auburn.
Come on, man. We ain't going to do that. I think we'll beat y'all by 14 right now. Our roster better than y'all.
Hey, Mac, I might have to agree with him, man. Y'all just lost to Duke.
First of all, hold, Pat, you SEC, so you're a bit biased to the conference. Secondly, Auburn has been in the dumps for some time right now. It's been a minute. They've been down bad for a minute, right?
Just a quarterback away.
Huh?
Just a quarterback away. Everybody is a quarterback away.
Y'all been a quarterback away since Jason Campbell. Y'all been a quarterback away.
Cam Newton, man.
Bo Nix just got drafted, top 12. We claim Bo Nix.
Wait a minute. Don't claim Bo Nix, because when Bo Nix was there, y'all gave him a nickname, Bad Bo. You remember that? Y'all gave him that nickname, Bad Bo, and he left and went to Oregon and became Good Bo. Y'all can't claim Bo.
Hey, but you got to start somewhere. We part of the journey. We claiming it. We claiming anything good happening out of Auburn.
Hey, I love it. Hey, but Jerraud, let's jump right into it, man. You are the owner of Madison Sports Academy. Can you tell us a little bit how that's going and what athletes that we should be looking out for?
Man, it's going well. So we got a 24,000 square foot building. It's multi-purpose, designed for baseball. We got a lot of guys that's like in the minor leagues, a couple in the big major leagues. They come back in town, and now they got a state-of-the-art facility. They can come back and get some good work in. But we do I do all of my DB training in there. Jawan Simpson, who is actually a former Bama guy, but he's a D-line coach for Calgary Stampeders in the CFL. He'll be home in a few weeks for his off season, and he does a bunch of D-line training in there and everything. So it's a good area to have a nice state-of-the-art facility, multi-purposes, and then we got some younger guys that's coming up that's getting some work, and you'll probably start hearing some guys' names soon in the next year or so.
You talk about good area. Exactly where are you located at, and how can potential participants learn more about the program and potentially try to work out with you guys?
Yeah, so we're in Huntsville, Alabama. I actually live in Madison, which is just a suburb of Huntsville, so about 5 minutes away. We're on all social media platforms, Madison Sports Academy. It's a website as well you can go to find more information about the different training things that we offer and the times that's available to book your slot and all that. So we're on social media under the Madison Sports Academy name, and then on the website is the same thing as well. And check us out. So anybody in the North Alabama area, make sure y'all come check out the best facility that's around town.
No doubt. Hey, so let's go back to your college days, right? You're Auburn legend. Our cousin, Walt McFadden, also went to Auburn as well. You left Auburn after 3 years. Shouts out to Walt, by the way. Walt is hilarious. That's what we got to get on the podcast.
We need to get into that story right now. So
you left Auburn after 3 years, but what if you had to go back to your fondest moment during your collegiate career at Auburn? Like, it could have been a game, it could have been, something that transpired between you and another individual. But what is the most memorable moment for you down playing with, You said I can call them the Tigers. I ain't got no
Yeah,
affiliation. So
you
Auburn,
almost came to Auburn. You almost committed, right? You almost came to Auburn,
No,
right?
no, 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 no.
I just checking. No, man, I had a ball at Auburn. Like y'all said, y'all first cousin, Walt McFadden. We was the same recruiting class to Auburn, which he played DB as well. We ended up being roommates for 3 years or 2 years, and just had a ball. But my fondest moment when I first got to Auburn, as a kid coming out of high school, I ain't really know what to expect at these big time programs, just as far as training camp and summer workouts and all that. So I remember my first training camp, we in pads, and I get into a fight, like the third rep with an older vet, and end up winning that battle. And I got called out by Coach Tuberville at the end of practice about, if we had as much fight as Jerraud Powers, we're gonna be a good damn team this year. And it kind of helped me get off to a good start with people kind of respecting me at a younger age. When you're young and you come in, you got to kind of earn your stripes. And that was one of the first stripes I earned. And then so far after that, just had some good games to where, I had some, memorable games to where people kind of, still bring back up whenever I'm on campus, whether it's the block punt versus Florida in '06 or Alabama having a pick and the dog biting my hand right after the pick and all that type of stuff. So, I had some good moments at Auburn.
Who was the fight against?
A guy named Maurice Anderson. He was a junior at the time, and he was backing up Courtney Taylor, one of our better receivers at the time. And I had won a couple one-on-one reps, and he ain't like that. So the next rep we went against each other, he just came off the line, started swinging, and I started swinging back. Then before you know it, the other freshman class they jumped in with me and all that. So we held our own early to where guys started to respect us a little bit early.
Hey, speaking of holding your own, you have to tell Mac. I'm sure you told Mac this story before, but you got to tell our listeners and viewers about our cousin Walt and how he had you fooled like no tomorrow that him and BMac was brothers. Can you please tell the listeners
question.
and
I knew
viewers that story?
BMac before BMac knew me. That's for one. Obviously, just following good corners across the league, and then in college as well. So I used to, always keep up with you when you was at Florida State. But when you got to the league, I thought you was, big time, one of my favorite corners. But Walt, he used to always be like, "Yeah, I got a brother that's in the league that's playing." So this whole time, he talking about you, BMac, and I'm just like, damn, I know at one point about a year went by. And I'm like, damn, man, like I ain't never seen BMac come to Auburn. I ain't never seen him come check on you. Like none of that. But at the same time, he telling us, yeah, I got a little cousin that's probably gonna be the top corner in the country. His name Pat P. We call him Lil Pat.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just sitting here just like, little Pat, I'm like, man, how big is he? He was like, oh, he about my size. He might be a little bit smaller, but I'm faster than he is. That's how he explained Pat. So the whole time I'm thinking.
Walt to this day would say he the fastest out of Pat and himself.
Yeah, he said he the fastest out of Pompano. He said he the fastest out of Pompano.
He the fastest out of South
That's what he said. I'm just telling you what he said. He was threatening to race people in just barefoot shoes, like no shoes, all that. He was trying to gamble all that. But so for about 2 years, it's his little cousin Lil Pat coming up, and he got a brother that played for the Cardinals. So fast forward, we getting ready to play LSU, and this is actually a good story because this is how kind of Pat starts to make his name in the college ranks. So we playing LSU in 2008, and this is Pat freshman year. Me and Walt is doing our warm up right before the game, and it just popped in my head. I was like, "Hey man, like, where your cousin at? Like, where he at?" He was like, "Man, he number 7." There you go. I looked over and seen Pat, and thought he was a line. I said, "Ain't no damn way. This is a freshman corner." How big Pat was and everything, and then obviously the starting corner at LSU at the time had like a rough first half. Pat come in second half, and then sky's the limit for his career. And I didn't find out that you and his brother BMac until probably my 3rd year in the league or my 4th year in the league, to where they just like, yo, that's his cousin. Like that ain't his brother. So it was just a funny story how like you two guys is kind of part of my journey, because I used to look up to you, BMac, just as a professional and a great college player that you was, but I was a big fan of Pat. and his game coming up. Cause I'm like, man, like homie gonna be nice. Like he good. And obviously, he ended up being one of the, best players in college football for them that little few years that he was at LSU for. So
yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that because I remember when I was in Pittsburgh, they was telling me, someone approached me. It was like, I was doing an interview. It was like, yeah, man, we hear about your brother at Auburn, right?
Everybody is.
So it's like your brother at Auburn. At first, he was like, huh? Then I'm like, oh, I know who it is. This is Jamar. Jamar done said something. So I just ran with it too. I was like, I ain't try to kind of rectify it at that time. It's like, okay, we
like
got
B,
athletic.
like no lie, B. It was one point to where we ain't have much in our refrigerator, and I'm looking at Walt like, why won't you just call your brother? Like, tell your brother to order us some pizza or something. And I'm just sitting there like, how's your brother gonna let you be hungry at school? Like, and he in the league.
Hey, no question. Hey, man. Hey, Walt is hilarious, man. We definitely got to get him on. But
you gotta get Walt on there to tell the story.
Have you guys ever raced legit, like a for real race? I know we used to work out.
Nah.
And y'all used to play around, but have y'all ever legit raced for real?
Nah, man. I think Walt was always scared of losing to his little cousin, man. I think that's what it was.
He said he used to beat you all the time. He said you weren't faster than him.
Man, Walt is fast as hell. Now. Yeah, I give him that for sure.
But Walt kind of a little weird fast.
Exactly.
Like, he ain't got no good running form. It's unorthodox. It's everywhere. So he be moving up.
You know what he used to say in school? Because we had like Patrick Lee that was from Miami. We had a bunch of Florida boys, like, and everybody was like take pride in how fast they were. Walt used to always say, I'm next man fast. I'm fast as I need to be. And that's how he used to describe his speed. He's like, I'm next man fast.
I'm not going to lie to you, dog. I've seen it a number of times on display. I remember they was playing, I was a freshman. They was playing West Palm Beach Knights or something like that. Mm-hmm. And the running back had broke for maybe about 80 yards. Walt on the opposite side of the field. You already know he don't like tackling. When he got in college, he was a little bit more aggressive. Yeah. When he was in high school, all he just wanted to do is literally run down people. The running back broke. This dude was fast as hell, dog. And this nigga ran him down, looked at him, and then pushed him out of bounds. He didn't even tackle him. He just pushed him out of bounds.
Man, he used to bring all them high school games. That's how I know about the whole Pompano area and all that. I mean, he used to have the Dade game on. Like, we in the dorm watching Dade versus Broward. You know what I mean? And all those games and all that. So, man, I was very familiar with the South Florida history in football.
Hey, and my fondest memory of Walt, though, I'll never forget, we went to the Dade versus Broward game his senior year. It was at Lockout Stadium. And he caught a pick. And he ran it to the crib. It was either a pick or a kickoff. But he ran that sucker to the crib, bro. There wasn't nobody within like 15 yards of him, though. And mind you, they were playing against all-stars.
Right, yeah. For sure. Yeah, he showed us one game. They like got the fighting and everything. You seen Walt jumping out the middle, jumping out the pack. I said, look at Jay trying to throw a punch.
He ain't going to do nothing.
That was my guy, though.
That's great. Hey, Walt, boy, man. We gotta get Walt. But we get Walt on the podcast, they don't tell him what he's gonna say, so we might have to have it filtered. We got the edit.
That's true.
Yeah.
We gotta pre-record Walt. You gotta pre-record Walt.
This man will argue you up and down that Plies is the best rapper ever.
And that's what he used to do. Go around campus. He had like 2 10s in his car, and he used to bump Plies all day long.
And that great Mitsubishi?
Mitsubishi, yep. That's exactly what he was in, yep.
It was what was it, man? Because I remember when he got it right before he left. Because we actually went to school. I was a freshman, he was a senior, so I used to ride to school with him in that joint and everything. Yep. Plies and Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky, yeah. He told us about Pretty Ricky before anybody even knew Pretty Ricky. He knew they was gonna blow up. I'm dead serious.
Hey, Pretty Ricky, age ain't nothing but a number.
No doubt about it.
That's hilarious.
Hey, Jerraud, so when you get drafted to the Colts in the 3rd round, you jumped into the lineup because of injury. I think it was to Marlon Jackson, who was drafted with me in 2005. You really showcased to the organization that you can be a reliable player, and you had a real good rookie year. But what was your welcome to the NFL moment for you?
Man, so I was actually Pat. Pat don't even know about this. BMac. He don't know what them 2-a-day practices used to feel like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
league. So
The
my
for
rookie
real
year
two-a-day
was like
practices.
man, my rookie year was the last year of the legit 2-a-day practices. So I remember we had our morning session first, and I have a decent little practice. You know, I'm going with the 3s and 4s, but we getting ready to start the night practice, and Bill Polian comes up to me and was just like, "Hey, you following Reggie Wayne everywhere you go. Every time he up for a one-on-one rep, every time he in 10, I want you to follow Reggie Wayne." And at the time, I thought it was just to give him a good scout look, because that's all I was doing was going against the ones as a 3 corner. And I didn't know at the time they was just trying to test me to see how really, I guess, good I was or if I could handle it. And I think I messed around and had like maybe 2 picks just that practice, just
Mhm.
not locking up Reggie the whole day or nothing like that. But I made some plays on him and Peyton. And we getting ready to play the Vikings first preseason game, and that's Adrian Peterson, you know, and all them. But that's young AP, like young AP
Right.
when he was running and growling and all that type of stuff. And I'm in warm ups, and we're doing our little stretch, and Bill Polian walked up to me and was just like, "Hey, you starting tonight? You know, Marlon's coming off injury, so they kind of wanted to work Marlon back in. They didn't want to
Yep.
just throw him back in there. So he initially started just doing the nickel stuff, and I would start on the outside. And from there, I had a good first preseason game, had a good, you know, rookie preseason camp. And week 1 come up versus Jacksonville, and Torrey Holt and all them boys when they was in Jacksonville, Maurice Jones-Drew. And I won the starting job, and they told me it was mine to lose. So I was just blessed to go to a situation where they kind of handled it like that. You know, a lot of times is either your draft position that's going to get you the starting spot or the free agent that comes in, big time guy, whatnot. He's already slotted to be the starter. And, you know, Bill Polian and those guys, you know, they let guys battle it out. You know, my good friend Tim Jennings was on the team, TJ Russian, all those guys, they was on the team. And we had a good group. Marlon Jackson, Kelvin Hayden, Bob Sanders, Antoine Bethea, you know, all those guys in the secondary. I was just blessed to be a part of some good veterans that really wanted to help the young guys out and make sure they, you know, get their career started off on a good foot.
Yeah, man, and you definitely had a good stop there with the Colts, and I was so happy and blessed to get you as a teammate when you came over to
No
Arizona.
question.
So what was your stop like in Arizona when you got there? And what it was 2014 or 13?
13.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
How was your stop in Arizona?
you know, so the end of 2013, I ended up tearing my turf toe ligament in my toe. Garden Dane, Brian Hartline, all them little stop and starts he would do. And mess around and tore my turf toe ligament, which, you know, at the time, that's the same ligament Deion Sanders messed up when he played and all that. So it was a real concern. But, you know, did a great job rehabbing and all that, hit free agency. And Bruce Arians, you know, that's when Chuck Pagano got sick with cancer that year with the Colts. And we made a good run, Andrew Luck's rookie year, and Bruce Arians took over as interim head coach. And then all of a sudden he gets the Arizona job. And I was one of the first guys he called. He wanted to have some of his guys with him at AZ. So when we made the deal happen with AZ, you know, shout out to P. Diddy, Peter Wright, with Lower Murray and everything.
Diddy.
That
Yeah, I
was
was about to say.
and that was our connection with Pat, which I already knew Pat, but that's what kind of got us closer. Because as soon as I got to AZ, Pat picked me up. You know, you picked me up to go play around the golf just to kick off our relationship. You know, and all those things back in Ocotillo. Shout out to Ocotillo Golf Course. We used to be at that thing about 2-3 times a week. But loved Arizona, man. The weather, just that West Coast feel. The location, you know, you're a 40-minute flight to LA, 30-minute flight to Vegas, you right by Mexico. I mean, it was just a perfect location. And loved everything about it. I thought it was kind of cool that I came in as a vet, you know, going into my 5th year. And I want to say, Pat, you was maybe in year 3. And then, you know, Tyrann Mathieu had just got drafted, you know, so I was the old vet with some young guys in the secondary room. And then it was all SEC guys with Rashad and Javier Arenas and, you know, and all that. So it just made it real fun. And it kind of brought the fun back. When I was in Indy, I had a ball, don't get me wrong, but I was with a bunch of old vets. You know, wasn't nobody out trying to do nothing crazy. You know, I was still young, trying to go to the bar, you know, after the bar, what we doing, you know, and all that stuff, where I had Peyton and Robert Mathis and all those guys really teaching me how to be a vet in the game. So when I got into AZ, it was these young boys that was just ready to go. In any forms necessary, a bunch of young boys ready to go. So I thought that my role in AZ, had value. You as a third year upcoming top corner in the league. I remember when Pat first looked at me and was just like, man, I don't be breaking down film like that. Like, I just know I'm better than you. When it comes to playing against other receivers, and I'm the one that's like, nah, man, I ain't running fast like you. I got to know where he going so I can play a little faster. So just to see the growth and help out some young guys, as when you look back on it, I believe you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I believe Ty's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Larry Fitzgerald, first ballot Hall of Famer. That time at AZ, I was blessed to, play with some guys that's, literally going to go down as some of the best to ever play the game. So I really enjoyed my time for sure.
And to hit on that real quick, like you absolutely right. As far as like my first 3 years, I watched film, but I wasn't like a student of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you came there, right? And you know me, we've been together long enough. Like if I see something that I like and I see somebody doing something that can help my game, I'm all for it.
Yep.
No doubt about it. So when I'm watching Jerraud, like you said, he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest, but he was a technician. Like he was a absolute technician at the line of scrimmage in his pedals, when he break, when he watch a film. So I put him to the side. I was like, yo, hey man, like how you seeing these route combinations like that? Like how you seeing such and such? It's like, hey man, young fella, bum, 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 bum.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started putting that into my routine. And then that's when the game started becoming much slower to me, because Jerraud will tell you, like, my plate was always full to where when I came into the meeting room, like, P, you got him. We playing man-to-man, you got him. Yep. So when I came, I was like, all right, I'm bump and run. I know I'm fast. I know I can be able to move wherever this guy's going to go. I really don't need to watch film. I'm just going to go out there and rely on my athletic ability. But when my guy Jerraud Powers came into the mix, man, just really showing what he was able to do with his stature and with his skill set, I was like, man, if I'm able to add that to my game, think about how much better I can be.
Right.
And that's why me as a player, I was never shy of asking guys or asking others for help.
Yep.
I ain't have no pride.
That's crazy you say that. I'm glad you said that, because I be telling people that sometimes and they be thinking that I be lying. And I'm just like, no, I'm telling y'all, like, Pat P literally used to line up and just be like, I'm better than you. I don't care if it's Calvin. I don't care if it's Julio. I don't care if it's AB. Like, I'm just as fast as you. I'm just as quick as you. And I'm bigger and stronger than you. So I used to be sitting in the meeting room and be like, man, you out here locking these number one receivers up without really watching film. Well, when I say watching film, really the details of it. Like, hey, his back foot like this, it's probably going to be this route or that route. Hey, whenever he's sitting like this, it's going to be A, B, or C. He started adding the small details to his game. Then all of a sudden, the boy just started doing stuff that I was just like, man, I'm low-key kind of jealous of Pat. Like, how can he make this play running this fast? How can he be going the opposite way and catch this ball one hand? Like, he was just making the game so easy. And then at that time, it wasn't too many guys following number ones and playing man-to-man to the point to where everybody knew in the stadium that Pat was man-to-man with Calvin with no help. Now, it'll be some situations, it might be a little help here or there, but for the most part, and I'll say probably about 90% of the time, when Pat was guarding them number one receivers, he wasn't banking on help. We wasn't no like Coach Bowles was helping everybody else. Like, I was coming to the sideline the second series, like, hey, he fast. Like, send somebody over the top for me. Like, leave Pat alone. So just to see Pat grow into the part to where the film study was winning the game and it wasn't the athletic ability no more. It was just a privilege to see, because you can just see the growth in his game to the point to where, I mean, I used to always tell him, like, man, you just getting cardio today. Like it's too easy. Like, this is a cardio day for you. Like, ain't nobody gonna throw at you. So to be a part of, like, Pat in his prime when he was guarding, like, the Calvin Johnsons, the Larrys, like, all those guys by himself, no help. It wasn't too many people doing what he was doing during that era. So, it was a privilege to see it up close.
We have some exciting news for all of our listeners, all of our viewers, all of our fans. We have an exclusive discount code with Home Field Apparel, one of the best apparel companies in the world. At checkout, if you enter in your promo code COVERED, COVERED, in the checkout promo code, you will get 15% off, which is a very, very exclusive discount coming from yours truly, all things covered. Jerraud, so I got a two-part question for you. You talked about Calvin. Give us insight in watching Pat P and the Calvin Johnson battle that we witnessed years ago. And secondly, the second question for you is, what was the craziest thing you witnessed from Pat P? It could have been in practice, or it could have been in a game where you was like, "Oh shit, this dude an alien."
So,
like you was like, "Man."
Hey, so I know we'll talk about Calvin, but I'll put Calvin and Julio kind of in the same box as far as caliber guys, because I feel like when Pat really got into his own, like when he really figured out the film side matching the athleticism side and how to merge the two, and for him to put himself in position to really win these matchups, whenever he went against Calvin, his thing was Calvin really wasn't shifty off the line. So he could be patient as hell, like waiting for Calvin to make his move off the line. Because for one, Calvin wasn't, Pat was big enough to match physical with physical. And two, Calvin wasn't just about to outrun Pat down the field because he was 4'3" as well. So to see him kind of just sit there at the line of scrimmage and just tussle with Calvin Johnson, who is 6'4", 260, and Calvin's not able to push off and win those matchups every single time. And then to know that Calvin had a gunslinger and Matt Stafford to where you knew you was going to get your opportunity. Like you knew Matt felt like his arm was better than any covers he's ever seen, which to the day still he still does that today. To see that part of it was just like, man, he the only person in the league that can match up with Calvin like that, to where the physical traits that Calvin has was didn't matter, at the end of the day, because Pat had those same physical traits. And Julio, same way. You could tell the film study was the reason why whoever was going to win that matchup that day. You go against Julio so much from college all the way throughout the entire time of your career, to where Julio win a matchup the first time, Pat might win the next two. Julio might win the next one. Pat might win the next one. It got to a point where it's just like, man, what beat are these two guys going to get off each other to help win the matchup? Because they knew each other so well. But just those two matchups was just, for me, just to seeing the preparation of it, like in practice, Pat really telling the scout team guy, hey, do this because this is what Julio or this is what Calvin's going to do. Hey, do this. And this is like, just to see that part and then to see it go out there on Sunday and to make it happen, man. I used to always be at awe because I used to always put myself in that position. Like, ain't no way in hell I'm going to guard Calvin with no help and at some point not break. You know what I mean? Like, you talking about 80 plays in the game. At some point, you're going to break to the point you're like, God dang, he got me on one. But Pat, I'm talking about, never was tired, never was coming to the sideline like, hey, I need help, I need this. It was never that with that. It was either I'm going to win this matchup or I'm going to go down fighting and I'm going to shake their hand afterwards and tell them I see him next time. But the craziest thing I saw Pat do in practice is Fitz was running like maybe a 20-yard dig route. And Pat is on his hip, like I'm talking hip to hip, and the ball was behind Fitz. Like while they going one way, the ball's kind of behind him, and Pat just reaches out behind him and snags it with one hand and act like nothing happened. Everybody at practice was just like, oh, he do this type of stuff all the time. I lost my mind, BMac. I said, I said, did y'all just see what I just saw? Like, how can he do that? Like there's that, like, so it used to be stuff like that happens that I used to just look at him and just be like, boy, if God was to like just write a description on what a corner's supposed to look like, he would have just wrote Patrick Peterson name underneath it. Like,
watching Pat grow up, bro, he always was, his body structure was always different. Like he was always healthy, wide shoulders. And then when he started playing cornerback, because Pat used to play quarterback in high school, he did everything. But when he started mastering the cornerback position, and the same thing you said about what Walt was saying, I was saying to Mike Tomlin, And Pat would tell you when Tomlin, when they used to cross paths, first thing he would say, man, BMac was telling us about his little cousin that's about to go to college. He's gonna be the next great one. And Mike T was like, man, that's your cousin. You just saying whatever you want to say, man. That's what everybody's supposed to say. Everybody got a family who's gonna be the next great one. I was like, no. Listen, boy, he nice. He gonna be really that. So then when he went to LSU, you know how it be, Jerraud. Before we fly out, if we got a home game, we have our Saturday walkthrough.
Right.
And usually we're still in the building around 12 o'clock. The high noon games come on. So if we're traveling, we're going to sit in the cafeteria a little longer and leave from the cafeteria to the airport. But we watching ball, and I remember it was LSU playing somebody. So I was just sitting there. I wasn't even saying nothing. I'm watching Pat, and he made a play. And they was like, man, who freaking Sam? This could have been a sophomore year or something like that. And Mike T walks in, and he loved ball, so he watching too. He's like, who is 7? Who is 7? He's like, man, that's a great play. So I tapped him one time. I said, Coach, you remember about 2-3 years ago, I told you I had a little cousin who was going to be the next great one. He's like, yeah. What school did he go to? That's right there. He said, man, we might need to put you in the front office, man. You know talent, don't you?
Man.
And it's just the God-given ability, bro. Like, I was never as fast as Pat P, so I had to work extra hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? I try to be strong. I try to be physical. But to your point, when I played against Calvin, man, I almost tore my hamstring in the bail technique. And I'm bailing.
Guess what I did? I backed up. I said, listen, y'all can throw this little hitch. I'm going to just back up.
Man, he can have all that all day, bro. I'm like, I'm bailing, and I'm soft on it, too. You know how when you press, when you're going to do a bail technique and cover 3, you probably got three yards. I said, I'm going to get like 5, and I'm going to just go. And he happened to run a go route. And I said, man, how this man, like, this is, it's not even possible. To your point, the speed, the cover guys like that with all the confidence in the world, like, bro, you're not getting around me. If you do get a step on me, I still can go get you. Yep. Those are the great ones. Because a lot of people we can pull as many parachutes as possible and run as many stadiums. We ain't going to never be that fast.
At all. No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. I used to be jealous of Pat. Then they'd do something like put him at receiver and let him throw a pass. Like just doing stuff that I was just like, goodness gracious, man. Like, dude really could just do anything. No, man, I got 3 boys, 12, 9, and 4. My oldest is in 7th grade. He's playing middle school ball. They actually got their championship this afternoon. And then my 9-year-old, he played his semifinal playoff game this Saturday. And I got a 4-year-old that he's going to definitely play sports as well. But Cam is just one of them. My oldest, Cam, he's just one of them that grew up in it. He was born while I was playing. He's just used to being around professionals. He's used to seeing how professionals work. He got relationships with some guys that where kids be looking at him like, man, you're almost a celebrity. Like, how do you know Patrick Peterson? Like, how do you know? Like, why is Tyrann Mathieu calling you? Like, and Cam walks around as if like these are my uncles. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, this is family to me. So his perspective on sports is a little different than the average kid. He saw it. Like I said, like he was born into, in the middle of my career to where he just, he's been with us moving from Indianapolis to Arizona to Baltimore. And, all he knows is just professional sports. So he used to be like 4 and 5 years old, at the facility, catching balls with one hand, trying to shake people and, score on Saturday walkthroughs and doing all those things. To see him grow up and still kind of do the same things you used to see him do as a kid, that's what be tripping like people like Pat out. They be like, man, he's been catching one-hand balls since he was 6 years old. But he's turning to be a good little athlete. He's a technician. He got some speed about him. He understands the game. But he also just go out there and have a lot of fun as well. So, he's just one of those kids that just saw a lot and, experienced a lot as far as when it comes to sports, to where he kind of knows what he needs to do to get to where he needs to get to.
What position he playing?
Play corner and wide receiver. Yep.
That's only right.
Yep.
Which side is he better at? Offensive, defense.
He's naturally better as a like he know all the techniques. He can scooch, he can bail, he can he can pedal, he can press. He know how to do the pierce step. He know how to inch. He know how to do all that. So I would say he's naturally a better DB. But when you see him play wide receiver, he'll probably remind you of like a Zay Flowers. Shifty in his routes, catch it, can make people miss. try to beat you with speed, you know. So he's kind of fun on both sides of the ball.
Hey Mac, I got two for you, dog. He can play basketball too.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
Jerraud just sent you the interception almost to the point of what he was describing between that pick that I got with Larry.
Yeah.
Dog, Cam made an interception that was so clean. I think he was playing safety.
Yep.
A guy motioned across the field. The quarterback threw it behind him, and he thought he snagged that joint.
Yeah,
It
he
was-
had.
That's the
Yeah, he
video
had
we're
one
gonna
where it was a
put for the
it was a
listeners to
2x2
do.
set. He was playing safety, and the guy motioned, so he was going to the middle of the field, but he was trying to communicate to the other side, and then he read the quarterback. Quarterback tried to throw like a little skinny post to the front side, and he
Mhm.
jumped it, and the ball was kind of behind, and he just reached back and snagged him one and got him one. And I just
Clean.
shook my head. It'd be stuff like that. Like if you look at me on the sideline in the video, I'm just shaking my head like, how in the hell did you just do that? But yeah, he'll playmaker though. He'll playmaker for sure.
Is he Auburn bound or
6
Tell him
years
the
old.
truth. Tell him the truth. Tell him the
When he
truth.
was 6 years
Tell him
old,
the truth.
Pat got him and took him to the LSU. I want to say LSU was playing Bama at LSU. It was a night game.
My boy, official
He on the
visit.
sideline. It's
I got
OBJ.
my boy
It's
official visit.
Becca. It's so many people on the sideline, man. Coach O, he in the locker room. Marucci, he dapping him up and all this type of stuff. So he's been an LSU fan since then. And all like Auburn is like a natural thing. But with the state of Auburn and where we're at right now, you can catch him in school with all type of different college shirts on. So, hey, and BMac, I even I took him to FSU this summer. You know, I took him to got him a campus tour. I hit up Ernie Sims, my guy. I hit up Ernie over there, so he got us a little campus tour. Got to tour the facilities, meet the coaches, and all that. So I sprinkled a little FSU love on him. I did this summer.
that's only right?
Yeah.
That's only right. But okay? I want to see how hardcore your household is. What is the stance with Alabama in your household with Cam?
His wife went to Alabama.
You know, I saved her. She graduated from Bama, and I don't let her hang her degree up or anything like that. So you won't see any Bama like paraphernalia going around or anything like that. But my middle son Jagger, he kind of at first grew up a Bama fan. So I like when he was at 6. I set it up, and he toured Alabama, got meeting the coaches and all that type of stuff. So I'm that type of dad to where I ain't gonna force you one way, but just know where I stand. Like I ain't gonna ever cheer for FSU, LSU, none of them. I'm gonna cheer for Auburn, but if they like other places, I feel like I'm at a point to where I know too many people that can kind of set some stuff up for them. So, but we don't do Bama in my household, but my 4-year-old and my 9-year-old, if Auburn lose and Bama winning, they'll go get a shirt and change quick if they need to. Cam don't rock with Bama though. He don't rock with Bama.
Oh man, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Like in my household, man, anything Miami or Florida related, no.
Nah, I ain't going for it.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. So I got a question for you, right? It's all tied in one. You played at Auburn. You played for the Colts, you played for the Arizona Cardinals, and you played for the Baltimore Ravens. Mm-hmm. Which program you see winning the championship first?
Mm-hmm. Ravens probably gonna win the Super Bowl this year. I think they started out 0-2, and you knew watching them first couple games that it easily could have went their way, just little mishaps. Started the season, and then they just ran off 5 straight. I think the offense is playing lights out right now. I want to say they almost putting up 500 yards a game, 30-some points. I know the defense has kind of been shaky a little bit, but I think that'll kind of come together as the season go along. In the AFC North, once that weather change and now everybody running the ball, you can kind of fit your defense to the weather, if that makes sense. From a college standpoint, man, we're a quarterback away at Auburn to just competing on an elite level consistently. I feel like we got a decent roster. We just gotta, get some guys in there to come shake it up a little bit. But if anybody's gonna win a championship first, I honestly feel like Lamar's time is hit. Like we're stepping in the start of his prime, if that makes sense. I think.
Hey Pat, can I say something real quick? Jerraud sit here and gave us a bold-faced lie we ain't asked for. He just told me and you and whoever is watching us that Auburn, they're just a quarterback away.
That's it. That's it.
No.
A quarterback away.
Y'all a quarterback away. And I know you might not say this, and I ain't going to put you on the spot, but I'm going to say it because I ain't got no ties to the university. Y'all a coach away. Y'all a coach away. Y'all a defense away.
Definitely a
new They might. Why they won't bring you in to coach the secondary?
Listen, we giving up 20 points a game on defense and around about 340 yards total. We just need a little help from the offense. Durkin doing a good job building the defense up. Freeze getting recruits in. He just banked on the wrong quarterback. That's all.
He watching. I don't.
My point earlier, y'all been a quarterback away since 2005, since Jason Campbell left. So clearly, that's just not what y'all can't hit on transfers. Y'all can't hit on guys y'all can recruit. Y'all can't develop them. Y'all more than a quarterback away. And once upon a time, I'm not an SEC guy, but I'm a football guy. But once upon a time in the West, you guys were anywhere in the top 3 when it used to be aligned that way divisionally, right? Now with no alignment in the SEC, y'all in the bottom 3.
Just off to a bad start. You know what I mean? Like we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. We just off to a bad start. It's shaky a little bit, but we just gotta weather the storm. And we're further along than FSU.
Huh? We just was undefeated a year ago.
I know. What happened to that?
I mean, it is what it is. But heck, we were relevant. We were nationally relevant, right? We beat. We were undefeated against SEC teams that we played against. We're more relevant. The last time Auburn has been relevant, of course, when Cam was there, right? So
2019, we Jerry Stidham had a good 2 years. Both freshman year, we made a run at it, and then just the last 3 years been rough. Last 3 years.
No, y'all hadn't compete for a championship since y'all lost to us in 2013, and since then it's been more inconsistency than anything. I ain't got no dog in the race. I want to see y'all relevant, but y'all more than just a quarterback away. And Hugh Freeze ain't really getting. It's been a disappointing year. All the money y'all spent for transfers.
No, I agree.
Getting recruits in there.
I agree with that. It's been a underperforming, disappointing year. Hard as a fan to watch sometimes, but hey, we just a piece away.
I just built a brand new facility. Ain't got nothing to show for it. Great cafeterias and the whole nine. I'm just saying what it is.
Send some of them South Florida boys our way. That's what we need.
We're not gonna do that. That ain't what we're gonna do. That ain't what we're gonna do. What's your Mount Rushmore of Auburn players all time?
Mount Rushmore
of Auburn all time, Jerraud, or do who you watch? Either or you pick.
I think Mount Rushmore, you can go like from my era anyway. Like I remember Takeo Spikes being huge, coming up. Obviously you got Cam. I thought Nick Fairley's impact when he was there was big. I'm trying to think of some other guys that just Quinn Grove's impact was huge. Obviously Lack and Ronnie B and
you gotta give me 4 though. You naming off 5 or 6. You gotta narrow it down.
I know that's how deep we is. All right, I go
deep like that.
I go Takeo, I go Lack, I go J Cam, and I go Cam Newton.
Okay. J Cam. Why you laughing, Pat?
Y'all ain't deep like that.
Eddie Graham recruited him, and he got mad and then
I can't remember who recruited him. Tuberville was the head coach, I think. So when I came out, Auburn remember Junior Rosegreen?
Yeah, he hosted me.
Yeah, Junior Rosegreen, Joe Watkins. So y'all got quite a few guys from South Florida when I came out.
See, you didn't come because Carlos was there. You didn't come. You didn't want to compete with Carlos Rogers.
No, I was the top dog when I came out of high school.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Everybody was trying to wait to see where I would go. I was there waiting on me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, when I came out, though, Auburn wasn't really like a national contender. They were a real good program, but when you talk about, because you remember back in that time, it was the BCS era, and the only 2 teams were going to compete for a championship. Yep. And Florida State had just came off their championship run against Mike Vick, so they were super hot. You know what I mean? So it was like I visited. Now SEC wise, I did visit Tennessee and I visited UGA. Now, UGA wasn't a national contender as well, but I love their defensive coordinator who was recruiting me. I kind of love his style of play. I like your T-shirt. I like the brim you're rocking, man. Shouts out to Home Field Apparel. Once again, listen, when it comes to the latest collegiate gear, repping almost every university that is out there, Home Field Apparel is the place to go. Make sure you hit covered to get 15% off. The promo code, as I repeat, is covered to get 15% off. Our gifts to you guys for rocking with us.
Right.
But no question. But when it comes to tradition and prestige, no, I'm just joking around. Auburn is a relevant program, no question.
Yeah,
they got a lot of tradition, a lot of prestige, a lot of great players that have come through there. When you look at going back to Bo Jackson days and stuff like that, and you talk about Carlos Rogers, man. Carlos Rogers was a his year in the secondary. That could have been one of the best secondaries I've seen from Auburn in quite some time.
Because
you had Lowe's and you had Rose Green, who had like 8 picks.
8 picks, yeah. And them boys was balling. They both was All-Americans. Yeah, had like 2 or 3 All-Americans out of that secondary.
Carlos Dansby also, was in that run as well. So them boys was legit. That undefeated season, I think it was 04 when they 04, that was a legit contender, right? I think they shared the title.
Like Golf Digest or something like that said that they was national champs. So they got to claim it a little bit. But that's the year USC, I want to say, beat Oklahoma maybe that year.
Yeah, I think.
And then Auburn beat Virginia Tech in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, Auburn should have got that title that year because Auburn you had Lack.
Hey, what?
Ronnie?
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, Lack, Ronnie B, J Cam, Courtney Taylor, Devin Aroma Shadu.
Yep.
Anthony Mix.
McNeil was on the
Travis
line too,
Williams.
right?
He actually the defensive coordinator for Arkansas now. Travis Williams at middle linebacker.
You had McNeil on the line who went to the Chargers. He was a young boy.
Yep. Marco McNeil. Yep. All them boys. Yep. Ben Grubbs. Yep.
Hey, what year was that LSU and I think it was
that was
Saban, right?
Yeah, that was Saban first one. So what was that? 01?
Maybe that was 03.
02? 03? Might have been 03. Yeah. I think it was 03. Marcus Spears last year. Yeah, I think that was 03.
So that was the last year of sharing the BCS title, right? And then that's when the next year when Auburn.
So that next year, Auburn went undefeated and didn't get in to the BCS title. They picked Oklahoma and USC to play. Reggie Bush and them last year.
That's what happened.
Yeah. And then Auburn played Virginia Tech in the Sugar Bowl. Yep,
that's what it was. Okay.
That team, that Auburn team was fire.
Yeah, they was good. They was good for sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mac,
but right now, they really ain't like that right now, though. Ain't right.
Gotcha. Mac, you got anything else?
Ain't like that right now.
Mac said. But Jerraud, before we let you go, man, first of all, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything that you have up and coming or up and going now? Because I'm probably going to be a newly retired NFL
man.
player.
To be honest, the main thing I would say, bro, when you do decide, just have a plan that's gonna keep you busy during the day. Like BMac got right to it. CBS, just busy with work. At the end of the day, you used to going to work. So take your time, go golf, take your trips, go see the world like you always do in the off season. But once you get back home and it's time to do something, man, just stay busy. Stay busy. I think a lot of times former players kind of get lost in just not knowing what to do when all you've done is just one thing your whole life. Pat, you got plenty of interest, man. You're good at multiple things outside of football. Just treat the new stuff like how you treated football, and everything will take care of itself at the end of the day, bro. I'm actually excited that if you do it, just spending more time, going on some more trips together and all that type of stuff. Yeah, just stay busy, man. Just stay busy at the end of the day. Treat the new life like work at the end of the day.
My God.
Well said. Well said. Hey, appreciate you coming on the show. Hey, and Auburn, if you need a DB coach, which I think you do.
Back a fool.
Hold on, Pat, what are you talking about? He can relate to the high school kids.
I can recruit.
He got his son in the 7th grade knowing how to shuffle T-step. 9 times out of 10, he still don't even know how to read a 3-step read in college ball.
True. Right. That's true.
What we doing? He homegrown. He right on the street of Huntsville. Madison.
Yes, sir.
Far from Auburn, right?
Yes, sir. No, we about 3 hours.
Yeah, right on the street. I'm sure wife will be like, okay, she gonna support him. They won't put you on staff. And they're paying top dollar too for SEC coaches, for position coaches.
Yeah, that's a
Shit.
fact. That's a fact.
That's guaranteed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jerraud, one thing about Mac, I hope somebody see this because God dog it, it's gonna catch
I need
some waves.
to. I'm
I won't be
gonna
surprised if
let
some
you know
phone
too,
calls.
Mac. I need it. I need it. I need that jersey behind you too, Mac. I need that jersey.
Whatever you need, Jack. Don't even worry about it. Whatever you need, you can get. Whatever you need, Jack. But hey, if you do get a job, you don't recruit South Florida. You stay in Bama in your territory. We don't need another recruit.
I got you. It's better football. It's better football players here anyway. Y'all know how we do in Alabama. That's a whole nother conversation.
Hey. You just told us another lie.
Hey.
Damn the Monko.
Y'all got some dogs. We ain't gonna say y'all don't.
Yeah, they got some. Yeah, they got some
compete with the Floridas, Georgias,
Cali,
whatever, Texas.
Now the show done went left. We just got off. We got off track.
My guy, I appreciate y'all though. I appreciate y'all having me, bro. For real.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, money. Ain't that funny? I got haters. Yeah, they watching, but I know they love me. Money. Ain't that funny? I got haters. Yeah, they watching, but I know they love me. Riding around the city, plastic cup of C-Rock. Bigger and I'm blacker. I am on that Chris Rock.